Provoking others may be their way of seeking attention or dealing with their own frustrations. When you recognize this, it becomes easier to step away from their behavior instead of becoming emotionally involved in it. Choosing not to react also strengthens your personal discipline. It teaches you that your emotions do not have to be controlled by every word someone says. You begin to understand that your peace is more valuable than winning an argument or proving someone wrong. This mindset creates a powerful sense of independence because your emotional state is no longer determined by the behavior of others. As you continue practicing this habit, you will start noticing something surprising. Many situations that once caused conflict simply disappear when you stop reacting. The drama fades because it no longer receives the attention it needs to survive. What once seemed like a serious problem turns out to be nothing more than a temporary attempt to provoke you. The power of ignoring lies in this quiet form of control. It allows you to remain calm while others lose their composure. It allows you to continue moving forward while others remain trapped in cycles of negativity. Most importantly, it reminds you that not every voice deserves your attention, and not every challenge deserves your reaction. When you truly understand this lesson, you gain something incredibly valuable. You gain the ability to choose peace over conflict, clarity over chaos, and self-control over emotional reaction. And that choice has the power to change the way you experience almost every interaction in your life. Chapter 6. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. One of the quiet burdens many people carry throughout their lives is the constant need to explain themselves. They feel as if every decision they make must be justified to others. When they change direction in life, someone asks why. When they stop talking to certain people, someone demands an explanation. When they choose a different path, a different lifestyle, or a different mindset, people around them begin questioning their choices. Over time, this creates a hidden pressure that slowly drains confidence and peace of mind. From a young age, many people are taught to seek approval. They learn to behave in ways that make others comfortable, and they begin to believe that their choices must always make sense to everyone around them. At first, this may seem harmless because it feels like being polite, responsible, and considerate. But when this habit grows stronger, it can quietly turn into something exhausting. Instead of living according to their own values, people begin living according to the expectations of others. When someone questions your choices, the instinct is to explain everything in detail. You begin describing your reasons, your thoughts, and your intentions in the hope that the other person will understand. Sometimes they do, but many times they do not. The truth is that understanding does not always depend on how clearly you explain yourself. It depends on whether the other person is willing to understand you in the first place. Some people listen with an open mind, but others listen only to argue or judge. No matter how clearly you explain your choices, they will still view them through their own opinions and experiences. When you try to convince everyone to understand your path, you slowly become trapped in endless conversations that lead nowhere. Instead of focusing on your own progress, your energy becomes tied to proving yourself again and again. This is where the power of ignoring unnecessary explanations begins to appear. Mature and confident individuals understand that their life is not a debate that requires constant justification. They make decisions based on their values, their goals, and their personal growth, rather than on the approval of every person around them. Imagine how much mental energy people spend explaining their lives. They explain why they changed careers, why they stopped certain friendships, why they started new habits, and why they no longer tolerate certain behaviors. While communication can be important in meaningful relationships, explaining every step of your journey to everyone you meet can slowly drain your focus. Not everyone deserves access to your personal reasoning. Some people are simply curious, some are judgmental, and some are only looking for something to criticize. When you constantly explain yourself to these individuals, you give them unnecessary influence over your decisions. Strong individuals eventually realize that clarity in their own mind is more important than approval from others. When you are confident about your direction, you no longer feel the need to defend it in every conversation.